Hey guys, it is March the 2nd, 2025, and I hope everybody's been having a wonderful day so far today. I hope everybody's been having a great, sober weekend this weekend. Everybody's out there staying strong. As you can tell, I'm starting to lose my voice. I'm not sick or anything. It's just it's the pollen that's dropping. I was talking about that the other day, that we're starting to get the pollen coming down here. The pine pollen hasn't started to fall yet. That usually happens right around when the Masters golf tournament happens here every year. That's when we start to get the pine pollen really bad. And man, that's ridiculous. When that stuff starts to fall, it looks like smoke in the air when it's coming down. Everything's got this like haze on it. Everything gets covered in yellow pollen. I mean, everything. It gets on everything. It's all over your car, all over the house. Anything that sits outside just gets covered and just has this yellow hue to it. It's a really gross time of the year. And then we'll start getting really heavy rain after that. And then all of the pollen starts to wash off. And there's this like white residue, yellow residue all over the ground. It's everywhere. I'm not looking forward to that. But the pine pollen doesn't even bother me that bad. It's really the other trees that get to me, or whatever plants it is that are starting to come into bloom right this moment that really give me a hard time. It happens every single year, but I'm fine. I'm not sick. Although I have, today's been one of those days, the liver disease has been kicking my butt. I've been dealing with fatigue all day today. It was a challenge just to get out here and film. I really didn't want to, but, the thing is, there's so many people that watch these videos every single day, and it's part of their arsenal or part of their toolkit to stay sober. And, I just feel like I need to do it. And, I could take a few minutes to come out here and film. After I get done doing this video, I'm going to go back inside and lay down. I'm hoping that after I get some good rest today, that tomorrow I feel better. And one of the things, too, that really helps when I start feeling like this is to try my best to consume as much protein as I can. The protein, especially when you have liver problems, it's very important to consume protein. And I didn't have my protein shake before I went to sleep last night, which I usually do every single night, and I didn't. And I think that's what's causing my problems today is I just didn't consume enough protein yesterday. I ran out of my protein shakes. And the problem is that the store that we used to go get them from, we used to buy them at Sam's Club, but they don't carry that particular kind that I drink. And trust me, I've tried them all. I drink the muscle milks. They have a good bit of fiber in them, which really helps me out too. And they just seem to be the best. They work for me the best. And they don't sell them at the Sam's Clubs that's near to us. We buy them from Sam's, but we have to order them online, and they get shipped to my house. And my youngest son here lately has been asking me if he could drink my protein shakes, and of course I'm not going to tell him no. He's a growing boy. He's 14 years old, and he unfortunately has drank up a bunch of my protein shakes, so I'm out right now. But hopefully in the next day or two I'll have them in. But I've been trying to eat yogurt and stuff like that, and like I said, I just think it's because I didn't have my protein shake before I went to sleep last night. It's why I'm feeling this way today. And that's one of the things that just comes along with liver disease is the fatigue. I mean, it will really kick your butt. And if you're looking for a reason not to drink today, I can tell you that is a perfect reason not to drink. Not just that, what the fatigue is very common with liver disease, but also as well as the nausea. I get nauseous every single day. I have to take nausea medication every day, and I'll wait until it gets so bad to where I have no option, but I do not like taking the nausea medication if I don't have to, because it just knocks me out. As soon as I take it, about 15-20 minutes later, I could be standing up and I'll start falling asleep. It just really knocks me on my butt. But I'm not dealing with too bad a nausea a day. It's really just the fatigue. I'm just so tired today. But like I said, hopefully after I get some good rest today and consume a good bit of protein this evening, I'll feel better tomorrow. But what I wanted to talk about today is, I was thinking about thinking about what I was going to talk about today while I was laying in the bed a little while ago. And I was trying to think about what I wanted to talk about. And often I will get on, I'll get on Reddit and look at some of those subreddits, some of the alcohol subreddits, and try to get some inspiration from there. I was flipping through that subreddit today, and it's Our Alcohol is the one that I went on today. And I was flipping through, and I found this post where this person had it's like a Four Loko drink that they sell in the gas stations. I've seen it in there before, but it looks like a pint. And I don't remember what they were talking about. I think they were saying like they were interested in trying it or something, but it was like a blue raspberry Four Loko like pre-game drink that they had gotten at the gas station. And it just it made me think about how I used to go to the gas station, and I was buying these Mike's Hard Lemonades. And this is the point where I think that I realized that my tolerance had gotten completely out of control, because like I said, I started going to the gas station and purchasing these Mike's Hard Lemonades, and I wasn't getting just the regular Mike's Hard Lemonades either. I was getting the ones that were like the harder lemonades. So I was getting the Mike's Harder Lemonades, which were like, I think like 10% alcohol or something like that in the can. And the gas station that I would go to, I think they were like 2 for $3. So I would go in there and I would get 4 of them. And at this point, I had stopped using Sprite or cranberry juice or anything else as a mixer. I started using Mike's Hard Lemonade as my mixer and my vodka because I didn't want to water my vodka down with anything else. I wanted to add some flavor to it, but I didn't want to add anything that was going to water it down and make it harder for me to get drunk. So I was purchasing these Mike's Hard Lemonades and using those as mixers, which is just totally ridiculous to think about. And, I remember those days. I would always go into the gas station. I would purchase 4 Mike's Harder Lemonades, and I would get a cup of ice. I would get one of those styrofoam cups, fill it all the way up with ice, and I would grab a straw. And as soon as I would make my purchase and get out to my car, I would sit in my vehicle in the parking lot of the gas station, get my liquor bottle out, which would be like right behind the back seat, and I would sit right there in the driver's seat of my car in the parking lot, like right in front of the gas station, and fill my styrofoam cup all the way up with liquor. And I would get the medium-sized styrofoam cup. I didn't want to get the super-duper big one. I would get the medium-sized one every single time, fill it all the way up with ice, fill it like, about 80% all the way up to the top with liquor, and then I would top it off with that Mike's Harder Lemonade. And I would drink probably, I don't know, maybe 5 or 6 of those drinks, and I would be gone. And when I mean gone, I was wasted, and in such a short period of time. And I was coming home and I was pretending like I was just drinking the Mike's Harder Lemonades, and I would have my water bottle somewhere filled up with vodka, and I would pour that into the cup and then pour my Mike's Harder Lemonade in there and stir it up, and I would tell my wife that's what I was drinking, was the Mike's Harder Lemonade. And I was drinking the Mike's Harder Lemonade, but with vodka in it. And like I said, I think that's the point when I finally realized that like my drinking had gotten completely out of control. My tolerance had gotten so high, and I was at the point where I was basically mixing liquor with an alcoholic beverage that was super high proof. And I don't know what that Mike's Hard Lemonade is. I would imagine it's probably a malt beverage. And the amount of sugar that's in those drinks too. Golly, who knows? It's probably like 100 carbs in each can, and I would drink 4 of those a night with liquor. And no wonder that I have problems with my pancreas, and I've got diabetes and all this kind of stuff now because of what I was doing back in those days. And I remember the hangovers that I would have the next day when I was drinking that Mike's Harder Lemonade with the vodka. It would be absolutely horrible. And I would always have this pain in my, right underneath my left rib cage. I never knew what that was. Now, looking back, now I know it was my pancreas was hurting. I was probably having a mild case of pancreatitis every single morning when I would wake up because of the amount of sugar that I was drinking. I was putting my pancreas into overdrive every single day. And I've talked about this too, but there was a period where I was making strawberry margaritas because we had all these frozen strawberries, and I would put all kinds of simple syrup and all this stuff in there. I mean, who knows how many carbs were in each one of those drinks. But when I was drinking those strawberry margaritas with all that sugar and stuff in it, every time I would get drunk off of that, the next morning when I would wake up, I would have this stabbing pain in my pancreas area. To the point where it would stop me dead in my tracks, and I'd have to bend over, squat down on the floor, hold my stomach. It felt like somebody was stabbing me in my left side. It was that bad. And, the thing is, I kept going back and doing it over and over and over again. I had a feeling that it was probably related to my alcohol. But I was too afraid to go to the doctor. I was too afraid to go get checked out because I was afraid of what they were going to tell me. I was afraid they were going to tell me I was going to have to stop drinking. And I didn't want to give up my best friend. I wanted to keep it around forever. Looking back on it now, that's just ridiculous to think that I could continue to drink in that manner for any longer than I already had. It's a miracle that it took that long for me to get as sick as I did. I can't believe I didn't get sick at a younger age with the amount of alcohol that I was drinking. And not only those Mike's Hard Lemonades, but I would get those Four Locos sometimes and take those and mix those with alcohol, liquor as well. The big 24-ounce cans of the Four Loko, I would mix that in. That stuff's like 10% alcohol too, if not more. So here I am mixing malt liquor with liquor. I was begging for a hangover the next day, and I sure enough got what I asked for every single time. I really did. But, I just felt like I just wanted to talk about that today and just share that because, it had gotten to the point, like I said, where I wasn't even willing to use a non-alcoholic mixer in my beverages anymore because it would water it down too much. And I didn't want that to happen. I wanted my beverages to be as strong as possible, because my main goal was just to get as drunk as I can, as quickly as I can, and that was my goal every single day. But it's just crazy to me that I was, consuming that much alcohol in that short of a period of time every single evening when I would get home from work. It's just crazy to look back and think about that, that I was able to consume that much. There were so many times too back then that, I was trying to, I'm sure there are so many of you out there are going to be able to relate to what I'm talking about because, I would start drinking super heavy as soon as I got off work. And I was always trying to get to this point, like right here. And I wanted to get there, and I wanted to just sail, at that place. I wanted to get that nice euphoric buzz. I wanted to have that energy. I wanted to feel, upbeat, funny. I wanted to feel happy. And often what would happen is that I would start drinking so fast that my body didn't even have a chance to start to absorb the alcohol, start to break the alcohol down even yet. So, I was just drinking, thinking, why am I not getting there yet? Well, I wasn't even giving my body time to even break the alcohol down while I was continuing to drink. And then what always happened, instead of getting to this point and sailing across, I would start to climb up that feeling of intoxication. I would get right to that point, and then I would just skyrocket past it. And I would always, when I always got to that point, the room would start to spin. I would start to feel sick. And there was always this feeling of regret, and I would have to go lay down and, kick my leg off the side of the bed because the room's spinning. I'm starting to feel sick even talking about this right now. And I already feel a little bit nauseous right now as it is, but, just throwing your leg off the side of the bed, the room's spinning, and I would lay there and go, why did I do this to myself again? Why did I allow myself to get this drunk? I didn't want to get this drunk. And the only option I had at that point was just to pass out and go to sleep. That's the only thing I could do. And then I would pass out, fall asleep, wake up 2-3 hours later, and wake up feeling like absolute trash. And, what did I do to make myself feel better? Wake up and go ahead and make myself another drink, thinking that's going to be the cure. That's going to make me feel better. And all I did was just start all over again and, add to the problem for the next day. So when I woke up the next morning, the hangover was so bad that, I literally felt like, what? It starts with a D. That's what I felt like. And there were so many times that I was hungover that I was like, am I going to live through this? I've had hangovers so bad. I'm sure you guys can relate to this, where you're wondering, like, am I even going to make it through this hangover? Did I finally do myself in last night? You're like, your heart is beating out of your chest. Your head feels like it's about to split open. You can't eat or drink anything because you keep throwing up. Oh my gosh, I don't miss those days at all. And, I got myself to that point basically every single day. And just thinking about that, that I allowed myself to get to that point knowing how I was going to feel the next day. But I didn't care. I just wanted that feeling now. I knew good and well what was going to happen the next day, but I didn't care. I was robbing Peter to pay Paul every single day. I was taking my time tomorrow and stealing my time the next day as well. You're just borrowing time from in the future every single time you do that, because the next day you're not going to be able to do hardly anything. So you're already taking away the next day every single time you get that intoxicated. The next day's gone. And it's just another day wasted that you'll never get back. It's gone forever. And why go back to that? Go back to wasting all that precious time. Every single day that we have on this planet is a blessing. And, we need to be grateful for that. And just remember that every single time that we get that thought that we want to go back, that we're going to lose that precious time all over again. And we're never going to get that time back. More than anything, that time that we have is far too precious just to hand over to the alcohol so it can take a whole nother day from us all over again. And then at some point, you're going to have to go through the withdrawal if you decide that you want to stop. So, you get to that point again, you're drinking to that point where you're getting those super bad hangovers. And at some point, you're going to have to face that evil, and you're going to have to confront it, and you're going to have to deal with those withdrawals at some point. Nobody wants to go through that again. I know I don't, and I know none of you do. So let's just stay sober for today, guys. Last but not least, I'm about to go ahead and hop off of here, but excuse me, don't forget about the Buy Me a Coffee. I'll throw the link up here on the top of the screen. Excuse me. All right, sorry guys, I had to pause that for a minute. I'm not feeling all that great right now. I started getting really nauseous, but like I was saying, don't forget about the Buy Me a Coffee. I will throw the link up at the top of the screen here. And thank you so much to everybody who's donated so far. I really do appreciate it. I can't tell you how much I appreciate the support, guys, and it allows me to continue to make these videos every single day with you guys' support, and I truly do appreciate it. But other than that, I hope that everybody has a great rest of their day. I hope that everybody has a great start to their week tomorrow. I know it's going to be Monday and nobody wants to go back to work, but I hope that you guys do have a great start to your week and your Monday starts off well. So with that said, I will see each and every single one of you tomorrow in video, and like I said, have a great night. See y'all tomorrow.